Gypsy.
Hi.
Hi, dolls. Welcome back to another episode of the reKap. This week's episode, the icon, I don't want to say icon, but she's very iconic. That's Gypsy Rose. Made an appearance.
Rose, yeah. We finally get the moment we've been waiting for.
I know. We got the literal tease at the very beginning of episode 1, and now we're episode 8, and Gypsy Rose, well, let's say Kim Kardashian came to Gypsy Rose.
So I just landed in Louisiana. I'm meeting with Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Kim is invested in Gypsy Rose's storyline because, you know, Kim is in reform or whatever. And so Kim, not or whatever, but Kim also believes that she has a platform to utilize to really speak to younger people when it comes to prison reform and stuff like that and implementing therapy. And so she's all over it.
I think she really wants to get involved. She could be really impactful with like youth and abuse.
Well, I love too, because it's like Kim's probably looking at this with, what is it? Like she got the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Because Gypsy's reached out to Kim that she wants to work with her and all this stuff. And Kim's like, damn, like I've kind of cemented myself in this prison reform culture to where I'm the one people come to now for help.
Yeah, especially in pop culture.
100%. And I do kind of feel like Kim isn't selfishly meeting with Gypsy, but she kind of is because one, she's filming it for the show.
Yes.
Two, she knows like if anyone is going to get through to Gypsy Rose, it's the most famous woman in the world. And I know of this because when Kim told Gypsy, I've been following your case for so long, Gypsy like about shit herself.
Well, honestly, I've been following your case for a really long time.
Really?
Really?
It was really interesting. I think we've read about the story, of Gypsy and stuff. And so to hear her perspective in this light under the, Kardashian umbrella was really interesting. I think there were different nuances that I was able to take away from it.
Well, too, and I'm also sitting here thinking, I'm like, she's not like, I don't feel like, Kim said, I hope she does well. Like, but now I think a lot more things have been opening up since this was filmed, because this was 3 weeks after she got out of jail.
Yeah.
And now a lot has happened with Gypsy.
She went on a press tour, that she got with a man, then she's not with a man.
Yep. She got a nose job, hair done, new teeth. She's doing the full influence. And I said this on social media. I said, Kim, I don't really think you need to help Gypsy with the prison reform. Help her be an influencer, because that's what Gypsy really wants.
I post a selfie and then I'm expected to have this like greater message behind it. And I'm like, I'm just having fun.
Gypsy telling Kim, like, I have to give you massive props.
Yeah, for coming here.
For meeting with me, Gypsy Rose, because I'm so controversial.
And I give you massive kudos right now because I think a lot of people are afraid of touching me as a topic.
Really?
Because I'm too controversial.
Kim goes, girl.
So I give you like...
Kim's like, babe, literally.
She's like, you don't know controversial.
You don't. You're not controversial, Gypsy. You're in the wrong, and you can't when there's only one side.
She said, you just got here.
You just got here. But Kim really was an interviewer. I feel like Kim was excited because I feel like she's seen so many like murder mysteries and documentaries that she was actually getting to sit down with a murderer.
What was the first meal you had when you got out?
When I got out, I got to try steak for the first time.
Yes.
Like she was excited. And then
she said, what was your mom's favorite song?
What was one of her favorite songs?
It was My by Rob Thomas.
like, Kim, thank you for asking because I do want to know. But I'm like, she's seen enough of those crime documentaries where she knows what to ask and how to ask. And I think she was kind of getting a little too into it because she was agreeing a lot. Like, it is so hard to Gypsy. And then she had to correct herself. Like, actually, I don't know what anything this would be.
It's so complicated. Like,
it's so complicated.
It's hard. You know, coming from that was a child in that situation, it is hard.
I can't even begin to even act like I understand what you've been through. I really have no idea.
The impact Kim has, imagine the impact Gypsy Rose will have with an audience that's following her because of her crimes.
And these cultural moments are really honestly setting Kim up for even more success when she gets out of law school because she's been in touch with so many different trending topics around policy, law, and prison reform. And so like being a part of this nuance and all this situation, I think is propelling her to like get out when she's done with school to really be in the front lines of things.
What she's got to experience, what she's gotten to see, and now she's getting to like be thrown into the most controversial case we've seen in years. But one thing that I love is kind of Gypsy and Kim can relate on is the therapy of it all.
I started to see a therapist. And I just saw her once.
And now we're finding out that Gypsy Rose, while in prison, was not even allowed therapy.
When I got to prison, I asked them if I could get therapy. I received a notice that I didn't qualify.
That was the most unsettling thing for me, because we all know that, as Gypsy said, you know, the system is not set up for people to win, especially, you know, people of like, you know, who are less fortunate in situations like that. And so also like, it's just so uncomfortable and so unsettling. And so I like that the work is being done, because to not even have therapy and to be mentally ill and to recognize that you need it and they halt that's a problem.
If that's a case, that obviously a child that was, what is the word? Not traumatized. Like her mom was so bad to her. What is the word?
Malproxy?
No, Munchausen by proxy. But a child of a Munchausen by, why is it called Munchausen? That sounds so sexual.
Munchausen.
Munch.
I know what you mean.
You think
you think you're shit?
You think Ice Spice is a fan of Gypsy?
You ain't even a part.
But to have a case like this that was Gypsy was a literal child, to not even be approved for therapy. Imagine all the people in prison that desperately need it.
Desperately.
So hopefully we can make a step.
Gypsy is like
mentally
yeah, but she presents as like a okay passing white woman. Can you imagine all of the other people that, you know, Kim has been very like very helpful with, like the Black community, and so it's just like it's very unsettling.
But I'm enjoying Gypsy's comeback story. I love how she did do the shout out, like, half the world wants me to succeed and the other half wants me to be punished. I'm like, girl.
I was like, who are those halves?
Yeah, because I feel like everyone is just watching because we're just intrigued at what's going to happen. But like Kim said, I really do hope Gypsy takes the Kim Kardashian route and really does make an impact.
Good luck, Gypsy.
I hope that Gypsy just follows her heart. I hope she heals first and foremost. And I hope that she just follows her path of wanting to help other people.
One thing I was really so happy about was that Khloé was able to shut the haters up and let them know that she is not on Ozempic.
When I was bigger, if they had Ozempic, I probably would have tried it, because I tried any other thing. I tried any fad weight loss trend except for the real thing that actually works, and that's a lifestyle change.
She said that.
She's not on Ozempic.
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah, and I love that she's like telling the people, we remember the days when she did Quip Trim, all those things, and she's like, I tried every single diet fad there was, except for the one that actually works, and that was a healthy lifestyle change.
So you think that it was just working out?
Yeah, she said it.
100%?
Why would she lie to us? I don't see Khloé being a liar.
I don't see Khloé being a liar
see her
also,
saying,
but I think,
are you calling Khloé Kardashian a liar?
I think that we share what we want to share. I don't think she did Ozempic, but there can be other options.
There's no, Khloé did a lifestyle change. She said it.
Yeah, I think a lifestyle change is also implemented into all the other changes.
What other options?
I mean, there's so many different things. There's so many different things you can like
name them.
You
name them.
I mean, you can get a little like there are different things that you can
name them.
You can get a little.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
You can get a little.
What did you say?
You can get a little.
Oh, sorry. I bleeped you in the editing process. What did you say?
You can get a little work done.
The only work Khloé's doing is in the gym, and that's why you should go to fabletics.com and get yourself some Khloé merch. The Khloé edit. I think she's on round 3.
Why are you not wearing it right now?
I actually do have it. I'll wear it for next week's episode, okay? I'll wear my little Khloé merch.
Okay.
For you.
Okay. And a little legging.
I do have them. Okay, but whatever. Agree to disagree.
Well, we've done that before.
One good thing we're getting from this episode is Kourtney Kardashian's ready to leave the house. She's ending her 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah, welcome back to Civilization, Kourtney. We've been waiting for you.
I know.
I'm really excited to have you back.
Well, I love how she didn't want to end the 40 days and nights, but she got a message from God.
Mason broke his arm right when it turned 40 days, where I felt like God was like, your 40 days are up. Get your ass out of the house.
You know, timing is of the essence, right? And so Mason broke his wrist, his arm.
Yeah, he broke his arm.
Yeah, and so Kourtney had to immediately evacuate the house after that 40-day period, which is really wild.
Mason had to take one for the team.
Yeah.
But the best part was I love how connected Kourtney and Travis are. And I really think the only time they are apart is when Kourtney's filming. Like, I just think Travis is kind of over it. He got so much backlash from being... Her and him were just PDA all day. I was guilty of it, but I always said straight up, I just don't like it because I don't have someone to do that with.
I mean, it's that and tour, right? Like they would be apart when he was on some
Oh,
periods
true,
of the
yeah.
tour. But yeah, I think they're inseparable, and I think it works for them. If they know what their love needs, then do that.
But so inseparable, and with the baby as well, that where they're bargaining
50-50.
and getting one Pilates membership and sharing it. One goes in for half, comes back out and switches and takes the baby and does another.
Even now when we book Pilates, like Travis, he'll do half. And then I'll do half.
Oh my God.
Or do you think they're paying for two? I feel like they're so famous, they'd be like, you're probably not even paying. Just come in.
Yeah, I also think that it's probably a personal session.
Yeah, it's in their house. They do have
It's
that.
literally a personal session. So one's just sitting there with the baby.
Not me being like,
You thought they were in solid core?
If I go to Pilates class, you think Kourtney and Travis are going to walk in with the baby? But we are getting a little bit of anxiety for Kourtney, and that is because she's not shown Rocky yet.
So that's one thing, like I haven't shown him. There's
Just
no
cover him, it'll be
paparazzi
fine.
rules.
But they're talking about this Australia trip, and it's giving Kourtney a little anxiety because one, she's flying commercial, and two, there are no rules and regulations for what can and can't be shown when it comes to kids.
In California, there's a law that if I don't show the baby's face, that the paparazzi have to blur his image. But in Australia, supposedly, there are no paparazzi laws.
I went to Australia like a week after Kourtney. I was like, I'm not following you, I promise. But like, where did you go have dinner? But Kourtney said she's ready to be back in the world, and I am ready for you, Kourtney.
And is Mason going?
That's the thing, though. Even if he was there, Kourtney's not going to showcase him on social media.
Yeah.
And I don't really recall him ever being posted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, from this episode, we see Kim's trying to come in and help and be an aunt.
Which I think is really cool, the tag team of it all.
Yes.
When I'm having a hard time with North, she'll go over to Kourtney's and she'll help me out. And then when she's having a hard time with Mason, he'll come over to my house.
It was nice to see that, but I'm like, where is that with Khloé? Like,
well, no, don't. Listen, their kids, she said, are similar in age. Khloé's kids are literally under 6 years old.
Yeah, but True is the same age as Chicago.
Yeah, but
it's the parenting of it all.
Yeah.
And I think that was a good segue into let's just go straight into Kim and Khloé because we had to sit through, which one of the best episodes of Kardashians ever was the whole Aspen fight day one. But we had to sit through Kim nonstop trying to figure out what she had a problem with Khloé about because it was multiple, for then her to just, she was right.
I mean, I just started implementing stricter scheduling. I know I made fun of Khloé for that. She's still too militant.
Khloé was right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm still Team Kim, but
Team Khloé.
Khloé was right.
Yeah, Khloé was right. I mean, this was also so interesting because I don't think she actually gave her credit like throughout this entire narrative.
She never would.
So maybe Khloé was a little right.
But she's like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm just setting some boundaries and like a therapist. And I was just like, Khloé's like, yeah.
Kim
you do that. Stick to him.
Kim just being like, I'm going to therapy. I mean, I've only gone once, but she told me this like really powerful thing.
Which was so funny too.
Which was just no screen time at dinner.
Yeah.
But the fact that Kim was real about it and was like, yo, I just never could get past that first week. I would always fail. And I'm the boss of all bosses. Why can't I be the boss of my own household?
Why can I run these like businesses and be really firm and I just like turn into a big pussy when I'm at home? I can't do that. Like, this is my most important job.
Kim is balancing a lot, but I think it's the bickering kids, and she, as she says, she just wants to shut them up immediately.
Yeah.
But that shutting them up immediately is just giving them instant gratification. They're running rampant. And then, as Khloé mentioned, they are piranhas or something, right?
The minute you break, they are predators. They can smell blood and weakness.
So it's like, you go bug her, I'll get this.
Yeah.
It's a tag team situation.
Well, and two, I'm sitting here thinking, like, I wonder how many times Kim has just been with all the kids. Because I know for a fact, Khloé has done multiple where it's Khloé and every single cousin.
Everybody's cousin.
So she gets the brunt of it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kim's finally going to be a stricter parent. So I'm excited for her.
We will see.
We will see.
We will see.
Next season on the Kardashians, we'll see. Khloé, thank you so much for holding your ground.
Yeah.
To the extent where Kim, you just got to give her a little rhyme and reason, I guess.
Yeah, you got to let her ease into it herself.
Last week, Kris Jenner gave us the news that she had to get her ovaries removed. And unfortunately, of course, when it comes to the Kardashians, like, when it rains, it pours. And Kris Jenner now realizes she does not only have to get her ovaries removed, but a full hysterectomy.
Before we go to dinner, I just want to tell you guys that
You're pregnant.
No, the exact opposite, because tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to have a hysterectomy.
Yeah. And I think that it's unfortunate, of course, but as she, you know, she's been easing her way into dealing with that this is even happening. And so I think that since she's been on this journey of like accepting that, the hysterectomy, it feels a little bit easier, although it's harder for her. And she says she's emotional about it.
Yeah, well, I think she's emotional because it's way more of a procedure, I think.
Yeah.
But two, of it all, like once it's out, it's out. I think that is where she's like a little bit more peace.
But she did kind of ask for this because she's talking to the doctor with the red jumpsuit on. She's just like, is there anything else I can do in here?
What else could I do at the same time while I'm asleep?
2 birds with 1 stone.
Right?
And then we flash forward, you know, watching the episode, and it's like her Dr. A.
Yeah,
calls
Dr.
her,
A.
calls her, is like, you do got to do something else.
Well, when she meant, could we do something else? That was more nip and tuck.
Yeah, I know.
But see, that's what Kendall
See?
was so pissed off at Kylie
See?
about.
See?
You can't speak things into an existence like this.
Yeah.
But she really did get emotional.
When you're young, you start talking about wanting a family. Your friends are having babies or not having babies. And it was all we talked about, literally for 40, 50 years. So here we are now talking about it again, and it's the other side of the process. And it makes me very sad.
We always see the fun and playful side of Kris on the show. And what better way to tell your friends than to have the entire Saks Fifth Avenue reopening?
This was my favorite scene of this entire
Yes.
episode.
Love it too. Darling, and you get the martini with it. Oh, yes. It's so good. I'm feeling a little buzzy.
Oh my God, I think it's 5 o'clock.
Oh.
I dream of shopping until I drop with my friends with a clothes store and martinis. This was everything to me. And just to see like the older girls do it, like they set the precedent for what Kim and Kourtney and all their people are doing now.
Well, and too, it's like these ladies are just telling this deep, deep, deep news.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the ground, like
On
the full ground.
With the store is shut down. This is chic.
But it is kind of insane to think, though, earlier this season, Kris was with Malika talking about how she loved being pregnant and all this, and she would love to be pregnant again. And they joked, like, you still could be pregnant.
Yeah, I think at one point, though, was it Kendall who mentioned something when she was talking about the ovaries and the cysts? Everybody was like, this is so sad, this is so sad. Kendall was like, get them out.
Yeah.
Like, let's just wrap it up. Like, if this is going to detriment your health, let's go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's also up there, though. It makes sense.
I know. She's almost 70.
And so she's had it for a minute.
I know. I wonder how long she did have it, though. Because if she's sitting there talking about, I want to be pregnant, I think it had to have been pretty new information, and they worked pretty fast.
Yeah.
But leave it to the Kardashians to just give a reason to celebrate and throw a bye-bye ovaries party.
I think we need to just make it into a positive moment and bring her something to cheer her up. Got us a little cake! And just celebrate the amazing work those ovaries have done.
Shout out to our favorite cake of Hanson's.
Was it a Hanson's cake?
Yes, it made a cameo.
Which,
like,
you guys, Archie is a Kardashian fan. The first time I ever had a Hanson cake was at his birthday.
Thank you. Give it up for me.
More Kardashian than me.
I put everybody onto the Hanson's cake.
Yes. But it was really funny to kind of see how Kim just kind of make the joke while Khloé and Kim were there first. And she's like, when you're doing your will, take note, who was here at your ovary party first?
Kourtney seems like she should have been first here.
Well, I would just say, make note of the ones that show up. And show up first.
Yeah.
That's what I would do in my will. Who showed up at my ovary party?
Which is so true. I mean, these are her like staple daughters. Like they show up for everything. But then here comes Kourtney prancing in. 55 minutes late. And Khloé's already gone home.
Hi.
Your sparkles.
Thank you for my cake and my flowers and my balloons.
I heard I missed it.
The one thing with Kourtney coming and kind of just being like very Kourtney of the, oh my God, glad you got the flowers. Like those are for me.
I picked out the flowers myself.
You did?
I did.
That was nice. Thank you.
Liar!
That's the liar this episode.
There it is.
Not Khloé.
I've never seen those flowers in my life.
Who knew Corey Gambo was so funny? The plop plop? The plop plop plop?
Let everybody eat their blah 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 in peace.
Not the blah blah. Not the blah blah.
I love these more like these random Corey moments this era.
He's just giving it. But I do want to kind of end off on the Kris topic of just kind of discussing how when you really look at Kris Jenner's life and career, it's being a mom. Like from the very, very beginning, she got pregnant young, and now her entire career has been being a momager, raising these kids, building empires for each and every single one of her children.
Yeah.
So that is why I just love that she's open about this, and like we're getting to kind of close that chapter with her because we've been a part of it for so long. And it just really goes to show that how important her children are to her, and how amazing of a mom is, that this part of her is so special.
That part of her is also part of us now.
I know, to be honest.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're engaged with her 6 children like for so many years now, and now we're here for this.
Yeah.
And so thank you for bringing us along the ride, Kris.
That was this week's episode, but before we go, I need to know your peak in the pit.
My peak was seeing the promo shoot.
Khloé! I stole the megaphone. They were hesitant to give it to me.
This is one of my favorite promo shoots that has happened thus far. And so the fact that we got the BTS, I also love seeing how like kind Khloé is, saying hi to everybody.
Hi guys, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Hi guys.
She's the only sibling that did that.
That they showed.
That they showed. And my pit, I think my pit was the tardy for the party Kourtney of it all.
Yeah, just being late.
Yeah, Kim Zolciak.
Don't be tardy for the party, Kourtney. Don't be tardy ever, Kourtney.
I think it's over.
What, the ovaries are over?
My peak is a funny one, even though it wasn't a kind of a serious conversation. Kris Jenner talking about getting married to Corey.
I mean, you guys could totally be bridesmaids when I get married. Okay. So maybe when I'm 70.
Well, that's in 2 years. So we might be getting a Kardashian wedding very, very soon.
Do it.
And I would love it. I would love it. And my pit, I think, is just Mason Disick not wanting to go on the trip. But I did love to see how Kim kind of stepped in to say, let me help.
What if I just say, it's too bad you're not going because I was going to tell you all the cool places to go. This is what you should do. You really should reconsider.
Yeah, and saying what a nice memory with your mom.
But that is all for this week's episode of The reKap. Make sure to follow me on social media at Game On with a Spray Tan, and subscribe so you don't miss one episode next.
Subscribe and follow me at Archie J Speaks.
What did the cake say? The bye-bye ovaries? No.
Oh.
Your ovary overs? Something like the over. It may not be ovary. It is ovary. Whatever, something. We'll put a pan.
I need a piece of cake.
It's not... It's not ovary yet.